What's up, team? I'm your host, Brian Emmerich. Welcome back to another episode of The Basics. Today we're talking about cash flow, and this is most important. I cannot stress it enough that the way that you have your financial house set up and organized will determine success of all the other branches and lines that come off of it. So today we're going to just give you one example of how you can set up your household. And one of the key takeaways is that you want to do as little work as possible. Money should not be the sole focus. It needs to be in focus, but not the most important thing, especially when you have a married couple or a couple who's trying to figure out the best way to divvy things up. Life can be short. You got to automate it, keep things simple, and be doing stuff that you might enjoy more. So for today, let's get going here with client A and client B. Now each of these clients has an income, right, of $5,000 per month. And they're saying, how do we set this up? Well, the first thing that we do is we say, well, where does your money need to go and be saving? And for many people, they need to be saving for retirement. So let's put this here. This is your tax line. Oftentimes we'd recommend and say, before you even get a chance to spend the money, you should save it into a 401k or IRA. And that money goes in there without being taxed and before you get a chance to spend it. Let's do the same for client A here. So now this leaves you with money that is coming down below the tax line. So assuming that each client still has $4,000 left over, be some hefty savings, all right? They want to figure out, well, how do we divvy this up? And we see it frequently with couples that they don't want everything necessarily in one bank account, because they want to have some autonomy and they don't want to be kind of feeling like everyone or their significant other is looking over their shoulder every time they buy a cup of coffee. So what we recommend is to say, let's open up a joint checking account. And this account is where the money that we need to be saving and need to be paying stuff for, those bills that you must pay for, that's where they're going to get paid from. So in our example here, we're going to say that those bills are about $6,000 per month. So couple B and couple A would set up a direct deposit as it goes over the tax line, and they're each going to put in $3,000. Same over here. They each put in $3,000. That goes to help pay the bills, save to Roth IRAs, and do whatever goals that they have. Now, the second thing that you're going to do then is you're going to set up another joint checking account. You want it to be joint so that if something happens to the other person, it passes on. But joint doesn't mean that that person is looking at it all the time. The remaining $1,000 that you have will get deposited through a separate direct deposit into that joint account, allowing you to spend and to do whatever you think necessary. Now there's another layer that we can add to this video, and you can keep going into more depth and say, well, someday we want to buy a house. Let's get back to Brian's drawing skills. And we need to save $500 a month for that. Well, that money should come out of the joint account and be flowing down into a separate house account. I'm a big fan of having different accounts for different goals. There is such thing as having too many, but it is motivating to see this account grow and know that you're getting closer to your goal. It's easier to keep your eye on the prize when you can see that you're making progress and you're getting where you need to go. There's a couple other derivations of this that we can do, but hopefully this has you thinking about your current setup and other ways that you can automate and make communicating and the difference between your money a little bit easier. Thanks for joining us.